On Thai PBS World Tonight, Thai Molam singer dies from transverse myelitis and blood infection following neck-twisting massage sessions. Prime Minister Pathongthai Shinawatra to announce government's performance this Thursday. And the Thai private sector continues to oppose against the national 400 baht minimum wage. And good evening and welcome to Thai PBS World Tonight. I'm nabbed and we'll begin the program with this story. If you think a neck massage will help you feel better, and if you think that more pressure the better, then think again. A Molam singer passed away yesterday and her death has alarmed many Thais on social media after they found that the late singer went through neck-twisting massage sessions which led to her paralysis and later her death. This has also been revealed today by the Provincial Public Health Office in Udon Thani Province, where a Thai singer known as Pingshayada Prauhom has died yesterday from transverse myelitis, or the inflammation of the spinal cord, and a blood infection. And this came after she suffered paralysis and became bedridden following several back and neck massage sessions. In her Facebook post on November 6th, Chayada recalled her experience for going for a neck massage in Udon Thani Province after she felt pain in her shoulders and her neck. A week later, however, she began to feel the numbness in her legs and went to see the same masseuse for another neck massage. 2 weeks later, she said that she was in so much pain and that she could hardly sleep and went to see another masseuse, but her pain persisted to a point where she even had to take painkillers. She also said that the numbness has spread from her legs to her stomach, chest, and her legs. Later, she said that she became so weak that she could not even lift her arms or move her legs and eventually found herself bedridden. Following her death, her Facebook posts were widely shared on social media, causing much alarm among Thais. Yesterday afternoon, officials of Udon Thani Public Health Provincial Office investigated the traditional Thai massage parlor, which the late singer claimed to have been there for her neck massage. The manager revealed that most of the masseuses there are temporary staff, so it is difficult to identify who has encountered with the late singer. The manager also insists that their masseuses would never twist anyone's neck because it is very dangerous, and most importantly, trained masseuses will know that this kind of neck tilting massage is a huge no-no. However, she admits that the communication between the masseuse and the customer is beyond the manager's control. Meanwhile, Professor Dr. Thirawat Hemajutha, an advisor to the College of Oriental Medicine at Rangsit University, posted on his Facebook following the death of the singer, stating that people who like neck massage or who practice violent neck tilting to ease muscle or back tension should be aware of the potential risk of paralysis. He said that neck therapy by massaging may have an impact on blood vessels leading to and from the brain, adding that he has treated a number of patients himself who regularly practice tilting of the neck, believing that it would ease tension on their muscles. He cited the case of one patient who had to be hospitalized for months for treatment and rehabilitation for paralysis caused by his regular habit of tilting his neck. He advised that the violent neck tilting may overly stress important blood vessels, leading to a blood clot forming in the veins through which blood flows to the brain. So this is a very unfortunate incident which eventually led to the death of the 20-year-old singer, and it also serves as a good reminder for those who love to massage, because if you end up with the wrong masseuse, the masseuse who does not know how to massage properly, then you might end up being injured. And when you're going to get a massage, whether it's at a massage parlor or at a spa, you can actually tell your masseuse where you want more pressure or less pressure, or any of the body parts that you do not want to put pressure at all. You can always communicate with the masseuse. But for this case, there are a few questions as to whether these masseuses have been trained or not. The Provincial Public Health Office did reveal that the Thai traditional massage parlor had a proper license to operate the business, and all of the masseuses there have been trained and all have a license in order to become a professional masseuse. If you only look at this, The pilot in question seems to have complied with all the regulations because all masseuses must be trained and must obtain a license from the Department of Health Service Support first, but there are a few red flags that we have noticed from reporting the story because the manager herself actually admitted that the communication between the masseuse and the customer is beyond her control. So you don't know what they have said between each other or even the customer's request or the masseuse had put too much pressure on her neck or not. But like what the manager said, it has gone beyond her control. And similar story, but a different location. A Singaporean man was found dead after he got a massage in Phuket's Baht Beach. A 52-year-old Singaporean man died on Saturday night after a massage he received at a parlor in the seaside town of Baht on Phuket. His wife told the police that before the massage, her husband had drunk beer and was lacking rest. Baht police commander told reporters that she does not want to file a complaint against the massage parlor and even decline an autopsy and just wants to take her husband's body back to Singapore for a funeral. The police commander said that he was informed by the massage parlor at about 11 p.m. on Saturday evening to a customer who had stopped breathing after receiving a massage. Police were told that he was a regular customer there who had a 45-minute oil massage and had fallen asleep. Staff noticed that he was snoring very loudly but became alarmed when it stopped. A medical team rushed to provide CPR but was unable to save his life. And then he was taken to Baht Hospital, but doctors there could not revive him either. So you can see that this is another unfortunate incident there in Phuket where someone has died after getting a massage. But just to be clear, we're not telling you that getting a massage will make you injured or turn deadly. This is just that there are many other factors that come into play. But you can see that the police and the medical team have been trying their best to save his life. So deep condolences to the family. Now let's move on to another big story of the day. Police raided a drug party which was held in Bangkok's Sukhumvit area earlier this morning. So police raided an underwear party being held in a Sukhumvit Soi 31 hotel suite earlier this morning and rounded up 120 men, many of whom are gay and 2 women. And drugs such as ecstasy, crystal methamphetamine, and ketamine were seized. The superintendent of Thong Lo Police said that all the partygoers were wearing only underwear at the time of the raid. All of them were subjected to urine tests. 66 of them were positive for drug use, and drugs were found in the possession of 31 of those people. Those who tested negative for drugs were released after the police recorded their details. Of the 31 people who were found to be in possession of drugs, the superintendent said that one of them is believed to have been the organizer of the party because he was found in possession of a large amount of drugs and a QR code through which his clients can transfer money into his bank account to pay for the drugs. And the hotel suite where the party took place comprises several rooms and a private swimming pool, which can accommodate a lot of people. And even though drugs are illegal here in Thailand, you can still see drug parties here and there, not just in Bangkok, but also in other provinces as well. And now let's talk about what has been happening with the Pattongtarn Shinawatra government. And recently, the Prime Minister has announced that she will announce the government's performance over the past 3 months of her administration, and that will be announced during a national televised address this Thursday. Prime Minister Pattongtarn Shinawatra and her cabinet will provide details during the national televised address, the government's performance over the past 3 months, and explain its plans for the direction of the country in 2025. The government spokesman Jirayu Huangsap said today that the government is upbeat about the improvements in various sectors from tourism and agriculture to industrial development and investment, and they're also confident that the economic growth in 2025 will exceed this year's. He said that the Prime Minister will also take the opportunity to present administrative policies under the 2025 Empowering Ties, a Real Possibility theme to all state agencies. Meanwhile, Thailand's growth for 2024 is forecast to be between 2.3% and 2.8%. However, This economic forecast is still considered very low compared to other ASEAN countries. And whether Pat Tongtan's government has accomplished anything, you may want to take a look back at her policy statement that she made back in September, as she outlined about 10 urgent policies. One of them is the restructuring of the entire debt system, the empowering of SMEs and to protect them from unfair overseas competitions. She also mentioned about legalizing the underground economy, restructuring energy and utility costs. And she also mentioned that she wanted to promote tourism, modern agriculture, and also tackling illicit drugs as well. So these are the urgent policies that were previously addressed to Parliament by Pat Tongtan ever since she took office. But during the past 3 months of her administration, we have to admit that Pat Tongtan has been widely scrutinized for her performance, especially how she handled the economy, especially with the tussling with the Bank of Thailand, and most recently with the flooding situation in the south, where people have been criticizing her for not visiting the flood victims in the south, but ended up in the north. But despite the criticism and accusations, there are a few successes made by the Pat Tongtan administration. One of them is promoting soft power, the digital wallet scheme, attracting more foreign investments, especially with the data centers and meetings such as the ACD summit in Qatar and most recently the APEC summit in Peru. So we'll have to wait and see what she will announce this Thursday through a televised address. And one of the government's plans to improve the economy and the people's quality of living is to increase the daily minimum wage to 400 baht across the country. While labor workers might be happy to know that they might get their minimum wage increase in the near future, but the Thai private sector seems to be unhappy about it, and they have voiced strong objection against the government's plan. And they also warned that a one standard wage will impact on all businesses, which may result in mass layoffs of their employees or even the closure of several businesses. The chairman of the Joint Standing Committee on Commerce, Industry and Banking, Sanan Angubongkul, said today that the minimum wage should reflect the economic reality in each province. So the tripartite wage committee should heed the recommendations of the wage subcommittees in each province. He also made clear that the private sector has no objection to improving the quality of life of workers through a minimum wage adjustment, but he warned that imposing a single national minimum wage would not be in line with the economic realities from one province to another. He also claimed that 90% of the provincial wage subcommittees disagree with a flat 400 baht wage rate. Against the background of the global economic uncertainties, geopolitical conflicts, and climate change, he also said that the 400 baht rate will increase the production costs and will make Thai products less competitive. He also added that the same rate for all workers across the country will also heavily impact the farming and service sectors. The National Wage Committee must come up with valid reasons to justify its proposal for a 400 baht national minimum wage. He also added that the private sector supports the concept of pay according to skill and urged the government to improve the skills of Thai workers in various fields. You can see that the government has been placing some importance on upskilling and reskilling the labor workers, but it seems like it has not really satisfied all of the sectors yet. And previously, Sanang had actually said that they will submit an open letter to all of the relevant government agencies to oppose the government's move to increase the daily minimum wage to 400 baht across the country. But if we look at the reality of Thailand at the moment, the daily minimum wage is completely different in various areas. So for example, in Phuket, it would be about 370 baht. In Bangkok, it's 363. And in the deep south, it would be around 330 baht. So you can see that the daily minimum wage for each individual province is not the same. And this reflects the economic situation in each of the provinces as well. So just looking at this, it doesn't look possible for the entire country to have the same minimum wage at 400 baht because the economic situation and their society in each province is totally different. And from Sun Nan's perspective, a sharp minimum wage increase will affect production costs, employment, as well as the country's competitiveness as well, especially when the current economic situation has not fully recovered compared to other countries. So we will still have to find out whether the government will insist on the changes or actually take a listen to the business sector and backtrack those changes as well. All right, and that wraps up tonight's edition of Thai PBS World Tonight. We'll not be seeing you tomorrow because it's a public holiday, but we'll be seeing you next week instead. By the meantime, don't forget to follow us on social media and our website, thaipbsworld.com, for all the latest updates about Thailand as well as analyses. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week. สวัสดีค่ะ